Hi.
Awesome. Thank you.
I've been working in the publishing industry for a little over 3 years now,
Yeah.
under Polly, so it's her business. And just in the last few months, I realized after moving back to California, I realized that I just was not feeling connected to the team in Denver. We were having our monthly sales calls and those kinds of things, but I was building a whole new network out here. And so as I was doing that, it was just kind of like becoming evident to me that I was leaving money on the table because of the amount of money that would go back to her in the company when I would sign new clients. And it was like, oh, and then I did the math. And I didn't realize how much money I was leaving on the table. And my best friend, she and I were sat down and we were chatting. She's like, why don't you just do this on your own? And it was like, ding, the light bulb went on. And I was like, oh, I didn't really even consider that I could do that. And she said, you know everything you're going to possibly learn from her. I mean, yeah, you're getting, monthly training and things like that. She goes, but that's nothing that you can't do on your own. And I went, oh. So the realization was, just go do this on your own and stop giving away money. And so when I kind of like had that aha moment, the wheels went immediately into motion. And so I set up my LLC and created my branding, and it all just happened very quickly and kind of fell into place. And I was like, oh, this makes a lot of sense. So once I got all of that established, I'm still working on my website, so that's still in play. But once I had established my branding and my LLC, and then I, let Polly know, hey, I'm going to be going out on my own, but I still want to use, our same vendors because they're all independent contractors.
Yeah.
And I said, and here's how I look, I see this rolling out. So I actually made a proposal to her as far as how it would work working with my current clients and how it would work with future clients, and how we can actually share the wealth because there's more than enough for everybody. And she was totally on board. And I was like, oh, well, this makes sense. So this week really, especially after kind of rolling out, doing my big, announcement last week, this week is really about contacting current clients, vendors, and people in my circle just to let them know, here's what's happening and here's how that's going to look, and I still want to work with you. So that's kind of what this week is all about. But it's really exciting, and I'm just thrilled to be out on my own now.
That's exciting.
I know. Yes. So so tell me a little bit more. I know we chatted a little bit about this, but tell me more about what your business is and how you work with people.
Oh, sure. I'd love to.
I know you do social media, but it's such a
I make stuff happen, What
was that?
So I make stuff happen.
You make stuff happen. I like that.
I'll give you some context. About 10 years ago, 11 years ago, I was in a car accident, which badly damaged my neck. And I had to have my neck rebuilt in titanium. So post-surgery, I was a mess for a long time trying to recover just physically. And I wasn't able to network. I was really stuck. So I had a Facebook page, which I had because my mom had had terminal cancer that year, and it was a good way of us sharing photographs of my mom in England. So I knew a little bit about Facebook, but then I was at this confrontation piece of like, I need to be talking to people, I need to get out, but I can't because of my surgery. So I started using Facebook as more of a business tool. This was before Facebook had business pages, and then I set up my LinkedIn and my Twitter and my YouTube channel, and I started writing a blog way back in the day called My Social Media Challenge, which was for people with a few gray hairs and whatever about, this isn't just for kids. This isn't a millennials just MySpace. This is potentially a platform that real business people could use in real time and further those relationships that we know we're so good at when we meet people face to face and, we get the business card kind of thing.
Yes.
So that's how it all came about. And post-surgery, I was writing for an e-zine called Marketing Dangerously. And as soon as I was out and about, suddenly people were saying, can you come in? Can you talk to us? Can you make a presentation? Fast forward 10 years, we're a team of 6 people building social media strategies every day and websites and design and all the graphics that go with that. And we just got to the point sort of 2016, 2015, 2016 of like, there was no more space. We couldn't do any more than we were doing. So I joined Lisa's program to learn how to leverage, which is what she calls her leverage progression plan.
Yes.
And
Yes.
sheer genius, really. Common sense, but genius to learn it.
Yeah.
So now most of my work is virtual. We have 3 different training courses that we run, which are all virtual. And our business has tripled in the last 3 years because it's all virtual.
Yes.
And that's what I do, is I teach people the fundamental uses of social media for real business networking, not just fluff. I teach people how to create content for their blog that really works for Google and converts into sales, as well as building websites and creating graphics. And that's what we do as a company.
Okay, cool. You are going to be a very important person for me to know. So, because I think that's going to be where I'm going to get very quickly, because, there's only so much I can do by myself. And I think this is the mistake that Polly had made in her business model, is that she tried to do everything. And then she got to a point where she was like, I can't take any more clients because I don't have enough time. I don't have enough bandwidth. So then she brought on more people like myself to train on how to do this. But you have to have that virtual piece because you can't do it all yourself.
Yeah.
So I think that's the piece that she was missing. And I think that's where I could expand a lot faster and still do the project management for people, but I wouldn't have to worry about taking 30 clients in 3 months in order to make a living.
Yes.
I could do it to where I'm taking 1 or 2 new clients a month and have all the other stuff going on in the background, so that is feeding the business, and then my time is spent working one-on-one with those clients.
Perfect.
I think it also will give me better quality service with those clients.
Yeah.
Instead of, and it's all about, you have to have, like, when in your business, you have to have multiple sources of income. You can't just do one thing. You have to have a lot of different things, but they have to be things that are time smart. Like, you can't have a lot of stuff that requires your time. Otherwise, there goes your quality of life. You're going to work 24/7.
Yes.
So, yeah. So I have to figure out what those things are that I can offer online. Things like webinars, seminars, classes, things like that I can put out there and have a monetary value.
Yep.
So that there's always money coming into the business, so that my time is spent, like I said, focusing on the clients, the one-on-one and actual project management, and coaching them through getting their book done. So that's how I see it working.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I'll show you a screen. I'll show you how I do it.
okay. Yeah.
I wasn't going to do this, but it won't take long to find it.
Okay, I'm just gonna buzz over and grab a Kleenex really quick. I'm getting over this cold, so
Absolutely.
hang on 1 second.
The UK thing is kind of, this is our next class. It's coming up April 9th. And we call it the Social Media Bootcamp. And everybody who works with me, no matter whether they come in at this level or a $15,000 group or a $50,000 full package, they all do this program.
I like
and
this.
I always do a video to tell people what I'm up to and stuff. The prices are there, the description's there. But this is the genius of us. It's the 5 weeks of the system that I teach, because this is what everybody needs. I mean, we all know that we need to engage more on social media. So I have some incredible examples of how engagement works way beyond just creating posts. And then most people go to the social media for their leisure. So how do we create posts that people really enjoy and can't wait for that next post to come up so that they can enjoy it? So we show people that. But this is the genius piece, is the education piece, where people can see what you do because of the work you're doing for your clients. They can see you in action through things like Instagram stories, and they get a whole picture of knowing what you do without you having to even sell anything.
Right.
And that's when it gets to this empowering week. So we do this live each week, and each week builds on the other one. But at week 4, people are like, I should really call her. I really think this lady's speaking my language. So that's how the empower piece comes in, and how we get their email. And then the entice piece is just how we take that social media online connection into an offline Zoom call or a face-to-face meeting or strategy session, and how that works. And that's how we run it. And then we do some other things because we do what we call virtual coffee every single week. So everybody's in the group joins us for coffee, and I do hot seats and answer any questions and give ideas.
Nice.
And then we've also got this what we call Inner Circle mentorship program where people can carry on after the boot camp's finished. Because I think this is one of the secrets. Is a lot of people sell a program and then it's done, and then what, right?
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
always want to stay in touch with these people, so we made this very low cost option now that people can stay into the virtual coffee, have a planning lab once a month just for content creation, and get their own calendar built for the month ahead, which is one of the biggest problems most people have, is not knowing what to say in their social strategy.
Exactly. Yeah, because you're like, what do I want to talk about? You know, and even just for me, it's like learning how to do a Facebook Live and learning. You know, I think I'm pretty good with my social media, but I know that I could expand that, and so there's a lot of different things that I know could be changed. But yeah, definitely.
One thing I would say, because I was looking at your, let me just share my screen. I'll show you something. So this is your Facebook page, and we're friends on social.
Yes.
This absolutely should be your face. It
Yeah, I
be your
know.
logo.
I simply just put that out there because I wanted people to see the branding, and because you'll notice the pineapple is actually little books. So I wanted people to kind of make the connection
I do
with
now.
the branding.
And that,
okay.
So here's what I would do.
The yellow
Get a graphic person to make that into a vector file so you can have it like a transparency.
Exactly. So I think I need to like fix. Obviously, I just slapped that up there because
that's okay. So do that.
I was like, I gotta put something up there. So yes.
Yeah, and then have some description. I mean, this is cool branding, but have that description there. Do you have a Facebook business page set up yet?
I don't. I actually have my actor page. So if you want to look at that, you can see because I do commercial acting as well.
Because right now it says self-employed, you know, which is you and
I need to set up a business page, and I need to obviously make some changes on here.
You do, yeah, because that's how people initially try and find what you do.
Yes.
So we have a couple of mutual friends. Who do we know who knows each other? Donna, I know. Cindy.
Some people I will friend simply because they obviously want to friend me and probably want to be connected in some way. I usually will friend pretty much anybody that has mutual friends. And then I kind of like will go through and sometimes have to weed people out.
I hear you with that one. Yeah. So here's the other piece: is that get your phone number and your email into here.
Okay.
So people can get in touch with you.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's cool.
But I think what I want to do is create this banners. I need to go in and create the banner that has finished the book publishing with like this in the background kind of thing, and then put my picture back up here. But I just
So what's your actor page?
What?
You said you had a page.
It's Susie Schaefer Actor, all one word.
There you go.
There I am.
Yay. I didn't know that existed, so.
Yes, a lot of people don't, just because it's not something that I'm, that was a music video that I was in. I do mostly commercial work.
Cool.
But I've done music video, I've done made for TV movies, different stuff like that. So
nice. Yeah. Good for you.
I love it. I enjoy it a lot. I got a lot more work in Denver because like once you move to Southern California, you can pretty much guarantee that it's so saturated out here that it's, really difficult to get work. But it's a nice thing to offer. For example, I've been contacted by, they're doing a commercial shoot here in Temecula in the next few weeks, and so I've been contacted to possibly do that. So who knows?
So you can have 2 Facebook pages linked as your employer. So when you go into the About section under the employment, once you've created a new business page, have that one as your first one. But if you still want the active page, then have that as well, so people can at least jump and get more of a depth of
it as a business page then?
Say again?
I should connect my actor page as a business page?
Absolutely. Yeah, just put it under under employment. When you have that box, just start typing in the Susie Schaefer Actor, and it'll come right up, and just link it.
Yeah. I didn't even know I could do that. So see how much you're
teaching.
You
need to be in my boot camp, my girl.
I know. That's great. Okay, cool. Those are some really good tips because
I've recorded it. I'll send it to you.
Obviously, I'm just like throwing things out there right now because I'm like, okay, I'm doing like too many things. But once I get that set up, I think that's going to help too.
It will. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Fantastic. And then, so tell me about the My Word Publishing. So you're going to do this yourself then?
I am. So you saw my branding. Finished the Book Publishing as my new company.
Yeah.
So I'm transitioning from My Word Publishing, still working with those clients until we finish their books. Usually it'll probably take me another 6 months to get all of those projects finished. And so I will transition out of that, and any new clients coming in will come in under Finish the Book. So, that's kind of how it's going to work.
And how do you do that with people? Do they have a ghostwriter, or what's your
Usually
formula?
people will come to me when they have a manuscript done, or they think it's done, or they need to work with a writing coach. So those are usually the two examples. Ghostwriters are just so incredibly expensive. I mean, they start at $15,000-$20,000 and go up from there, because a ghostwriter typically will pretty much put their whole life on hold while they write the story. So, so most people are first-time authors, and they don't know where to start. They've written something, and they might have 40,000 words and be like, I don't know what to do with this now. So usually, if they still need to write content, I will connect them with a writing coach to get them through that last few phases. And then we send them right into editing, and then and I project manage the whole thing. So when they sign with me, I create their team. So I will find them an editor, and I usually give them a choice of 2 different options, because it's important they are connected to their editor and they kind of are like-minded. So their editor can also work as a writing coach as well. They kind of will do both. So so I'll connect them with the editor, and then they work through the rest of the manuscript. In the meantime, I'm setting up their accounts behind the scenes, because there's about 6 different accounts you need in order to get onto Amazon, and in order to self-publish. I create their once they've determined like what their imprint name is going to be. For example, Marin Publishing. My imprint is Merfly Press. So we create an imprint for them so that it looks like they're picked up by a traditional publisher and that they're not self-published, but truly they're keeping 100% of the rights and royalties. So that's the kind of the genius behind it. So then after they get through all of the editing, then I put them into layout, and they work with a layout designer to actually lay out the interior of the book to make it look pretty and professional and all that. We work with a cover designer, professional cover designer, to do front, back, and spine, and to do all the graphics on that. I help them write things like the back of the book blurb, and that's that content on the back cover. I help them come up with a title if they don't already have one. Sometimes the title and the subtitle need more refining. So all those little things, I give them a lot of insight into how the layout should look and things like that. So fortunately, I'm a writer myself. I also have a very creative eye and understand design work. I don't do the actual design work. So then I just take them through the entire process, and then once we have finals, I upload those to Amazon. I go in, and there's a lot of tweaking that has to happen. I have to make sure that things are connected properly so that it shows both their ebook and their paperback, and make sure that everything is running smoothly. I help them if they want to do a bestseller campaign. A lot of it's research that I do online, looking at their genre and their categories and things like that, pricing, all of those kinds of things. So, yeah. And then basically once they're done, then I say, okay, now you go out and you market your book, and here's some ways to do that. So that's basically, in a nutshell, what I do.
So one thing you and I could do, other than you needing to do our course, is I could set you up as an affiliate. So if people came in through our boot camp and did social media, then it would be through you, and you would get a referral on that. Would that be something?
I think it's very interesting, because I do have a lot of people, especially authors, that will come to me and go, I need a website. And I'm like, okay, well, that runs the gamut. I said, you can do your own website for free, basically, which is probably what I'm going to do, just to get something out there until I have time to refine it and really have somebody tweak it for me.
Yeah. You're building WordPress, right?
Yeah. And I already have a WordPress site, because that's where I'm doing my blogs. So, So usually there's a lot of people that say, I need to do website and I need to do this, and it depends on what they need. So yeah, it's tough to find somebody who can handle website plus social media and the other pieces too.
I know. That's why I think we're so successful, because we're not many agencies that get both.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. No, for sure. We could do that.
I think that would be great because I do have people that have an interest in.
Yeah, I spoke at a conference 2 years ago in San Diego for a company called Author Bridge Media, a lady called Helen Chang.
What's it called?
Author Bridge Media. So they're a ghostwriting company, and they've done a lot of work with Michael Gerber and Susie Orman and some pretty big names. A lot of the HGTV type people. Mm-hmm. So I spoke at their conference, and then I about 15 of them bought the boot camp. So we did a private boot camp just for authors, probably about 18 months ago. So I got a lot of experience with that space because of these people. In fact, two of them have since, one of them's just come to us now, and this is her manuscript. And we're building the whole website launch. I mean, her goal is to be a New York Times bestseller.
That's awesome.
And she bought the biggest package that we have because they need everything from video to graphics to full strategy and launch and email marketing and everything. So, and that all came out of that conference. So
that's awesome. That is very cool.
Yeah.
I like that. So how is she publishing that?
It's self-published. I probably don't know enough about that. All we've been given is a manuscript, which is not public. Had to sign an NDA to be able to read it.
No, of course. But you're going to run across people who obviously have a manuscript and then they don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, so I think she's further down the road because it's a lady called Peggy McCall.
Okay.
I think is the publishing coach. So I think it's very neutral.
So she's worked with a ghostwriter to actually write the manuscript, but now does she have an agent or a publisher?
I believe so. Yeah. In this instance, I think she does. Well, I know she does. I just can't tell you the details of it because I don't know the details. Because we just started, so they just sent us the book to read, and we're in the process of creating the 6-character graphics and the all the icons that go with all the, because it's like a teenage mystery murder.
Yeah, because it sounds like we end up working with a lot of the same kind of people.
Yeah, and we've definitely done book launches as part of our website. So a lot of people have a business and then they write a book to go with their business.
Right.
And the book becomes their business card or their first chapter download or something.
That's actually my forte, is business books, because I run into a lot of people who are, this is why I went to Lisa's thing, is because I was like, well, first of all, I want to find out, like, what she has to say, because I'd heard of her before, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe she's doing this for free. But I also knew that people in that room were going to be people like coaches and entrepreneurs and people who have a business that I'm like, you need a book to go along with your business, because your book, when you're speaking especially, your book is what elevates and validates what you do. So you've got to have the book. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be, but it needs to be professional. And that's the big difference, is that it has to be professional to where people are like, oh, you know what you're talking about, right? So, I've done a lot of books with business people that once they had their book done, they were like, oh my God, why didn't I do this sooner? And I'm like, I know, because when you go and speak, you have multiple ways of selling the book. But the book is also about how you get those speaking gigs, because a lot of times you can't get a speaking gig if you don't have a book.
No, it's true.
So those are really my clients, and it's the people that really want to go to the next level. They really want to elevate their business.
Oh, so we both need each other, because I have clients that are coming our way saying that too. So
okay, that's cool. This is awesome. And I love that when I can connect to people who I'm like, oh, we have like the same clients. That's perfect,
Some of them, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay.
So are you going to come to Lisa's event in San Diego?
What was that?
Lisa has an event in San Diego at the end of May.
Okay.
It's May 30, 31 and June 1st. I think it's called Speak to Sell. So this was Monetize Your Mission. Her other one is called Speak to Sell. It's a 3-day event. I mean, I have some sassy tickets at $197, which is the cheapest you can do. By a long way. You can't buy those otherwise. They just give it to mastermind members. I don't know the hotel yet, but it's San Diego somewhere.
Okay. It's not the same thing that we were at this last one. It's different content.
A couple of little things are similar, but it's
Sure.
very different.
But it's
Plus,
okay. Some of it bears repeating, and sometimes
oh,
we
for
have to
sure,
hear it
yeah.
several
Plus, it has. I, she's not doing this event this way again, so there'll be at least 500 people at this event.
times. Okay, cool.
And I'm actually speaking at it. And Debbie, my wife and I are one of the sponsors of the event because I've been with these. So I'm speaking for an hour on the Friday morning breakfast slot, and we'll actually be selling our boot camp actually at that event as well. But
I actually, I will check out her website because I think I'd like to go to that.
let me
My,
send you a link because I can get you a ticket cheaper than you can get anywhere else.
oh,
Because
really?
I don't make anything on it. It's just an internal link, but I can
Okay.
send you a link and you can look at it that way. I get
That
some
would be
branding
awesome.
points for bringing people along, but I don't get any money or anything from it. So,
Right? I know.
but you should definitely look at coming to that at the end of
Yeah,
May. But
that would
yeah,
be
yeah,
awesome.
we'd love to get you into one of our boot camps soon. Though I think that would be
I
very
know.
beneficial.
I would too. I would too. I think. I need about a month to kind of get settled in here, and there's obviously some things that I'm tweaking, and this just reaching out to all the people that need to know
Awesome.
what's happening. You know,
Well,
um,
funny enough, in 5 weeks' time,
I know.
April 9, I have one. So
Yeah.
I'll send you some. I think we just finished the landing page yesterday.
Okay.
But I'll send you a link, and if you're interested, we are putting the price up. But I could honor the old price for last year if you wanted, which was
Okay.
$9.97, and you can do a 2 pay plan on that as well.
Yeah, I'm very interested because I think that that's what I need
Oh,
to get my social media imprint out there, and especially with this big change that's happening, I'm like, okay, I can only be small for so long. I need to go big, and I need this to happen kind of quickly. Um, right?
I'm the same
You
person.
get it.
I'm the same person. Yeah, that's exactly
So I'm
what.
like, okay, I can do another 4 or 5 weeks, but I'm like, after that, I need to ramp this up in a big way.
Okay,
So yeah,
we were meant to sit next to each other.
I know. I always believe in those things. I'm like, oh, you're just supposed to. I was kicking myself because like I already had my logo with the designer, and and so I knew how that was going to look. And literally, what I did is when I sat down to do my logo, um, I just hand drew it, and I on a piece of paper. It was actually the back of something,
Yeah.
and then I took a photo of it and I sent it off to the designer. And I had these little like notes and comments. I'm like, so I want the hashtags on the pineapple to look like little tiny books, and so like, and then the leaves on the pineapple should look like pages. And so I sent that to him, and he did exactly what I wanted. And I was like, this is crazy. And I was like, it was done in an instant. But I didn't have my cards when I was at that conference, and I
Oh,
was
so
like,
you use the old ones, right? Got it.
okay, it's fine. But I also knew at that point I was like, okay, I'll just give people
Sure.
my old card.
So this may not happen in the United States, but in Canada, pineapple has an interesting story.
Oh yes,
And
do tell, because I'm very interested in the pineapple.
so if you, and I've heard this from too many people for it not to be true. If you go grocery shopping and you buy pineapple
Oh yes, the
and you
upside down
put it in your
pineapple.
cart upside down,
Yes,
you've
I
heard the
know.
story.
Yeah,
I've never tried.
I know. I've never tried it either because
My wife says, "Don't you dare."
I know, and it's funny because I actually, when I was researching my logo, and I'm like, because I already, first of all, I love pineapple, but
Yeah.
second of all, I knew that the pineapple means love, happiness, prosperity, inclusion, those kinds of things. You know, it's a universal fruit, like it's recognized in many cultures. So I was like, I've got to use the pineapple, and of course, when I was researching it, that's when I found out about the upside down pineapple. I was like, okay, so my pineapple's going to be right side up, and that'll be fine. But it's so funny. Okay, so I just have to tell you. Okay, hang on, I'm going to show you this.
Okay.
So this is just going to make you laugh because I just got into my new place, and so my sister comes over, and my best friend, she helped me move some boxes and stuff. So this is one of the first things I got,
Beautiful.
and a little pineapple wine stopper,
Oh, nice.
and a little pineapple. So you can see people are totally on board
Oh, that's great branding.
with my new business theme. And it's weird because now the pineapples are just popping up. She even got me a water bottle that has pineapples on it. So it's crazy, but I'm like, okay, this was really meant to happen. And when something's real easy like that, like the decision to go ahead and just do it, and then, creating my logo, drawing my logo and sending it to him, and then him, oh, well, there it is. It just made so much sense. And finding even my business name. I was Googling some stuff and I was like, oh, finish the book, and I was like, kind of a, you know who Jen Sincero is? Jennifer or Jen Sincero. She wrote You Are a Badass and You Are a Badass with Money.
Yeah.
I'm making money. Okay, so her publishing company is called Write the Damn Book. Write Your Damn Book. Okay. And so I was like kind of thinking about this kind of play on that, and I was like, okay, everyone's like, I just need to finish the book. And I was like, I keep hearing that. And I was like, oh, let me just look at it. It wasn't taken. And I was like, how can that possibly be? So that's how I came up with my company name. I was like, it's just supposed to be like that. But when it's easy, it's the right thing, right?
Yeah. That's great.
So we'll just like make stuff happen.
I know. 2008, I was in a mastermind at a Vancouver club. It was a selling mastermind that a guy had given me a free ticket to because I was not in a good place with my accident and stuff. And he said, of all the consultants I know, you're one of the few that takes his jacket off, rolls up his sleeves, and, physically works. I went,
Make stuff happen.
So he said, you're the guy that makes things happen. I went, I am, but to me, it's all about people and stuff. It doesn't really matter what the stuff is. If it has value, I can help to make it happen. He said, if you're the guy that makes stuff happen. I went, yeah, I am. And I went to GoDaddy and make stuff happen. WeMakeStuffHappen.com there and then.
Isn't that crazy? Like when it's there, you're like, oh my God, it's there. I can't believe it's there.
Brilliant, isn't it?
I know.
Yeah. 12 years on, and it's like, woo.
Yeah. I know. And I need to create I'm sure my hashtag's already created, because I'm sure that hashtag finish the book is out there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, trademark.
So I need to do that I need to do shirts with pineapples.
You sure do, and that cute little icon, definitely. Yeah.
I know. Everyone needs pineapple everything. So I even have some more artwork that I'm buying for inside my place with pineapples on it, because I'm like, no, we're going with this. This is it.
Exciting! I'm excited.
I know, exciting.
I'm gonna send you a link
because you said your next course starts in 5 weeks.
April 9th. I'm going to send you a link to it.
Okay.
And I'll give you a coupon code, which it still exists because it's about to expire, but it still exists. So that gets you at half price. And then I'll also send you a link to Lisa's event. And you definitely want to come to that too. So
now I kind of feel I just really liked everybody that attended, and I was like, these are my people. These are the people I want to work with. And so
no, she does a really good job at that. And I think you heard me say that some of my best friends are now in that mastermind. I've been in that 4 years.
My plan would be to do your program first, to really kind of get my online stuff happening. Go to her May program, and then when I'm done with your program, sign with Lisa to work through her program, because I know this is a big year about education for me. So I'm learning, and so I just want to continually have stuff lined up so that I'm constantly learning and expanding the business and keep going, because I think that that's really what is going to put me at the next level. You know?
Well, let me just check.
And just changing that mindset about thinking bigger, not thinking small. Like, my word is a small company. I want to be a big company.
Yeah.
That I don't necessarily have a lot of overhead or employees or anything, but I want to be a big company. I want to be a big force in the industry. So that's my goal.
Yeah. Okay. So we're friends on Facebook. I can message you, and feel free to message me too.
Okay.
And then we can stay in touch. But I'll send you a quick email with these links this morning.
Oh, you are awesome. Thank you.
We'll get you going.
Awesome.
So exciting.
So excited. Thank you. And too, like, once I like I said, I'm just going to do a quickie, get my website up, because I'm still even tweaking like exactly how I'm defining my offerings. But then once the website's up, then going through your program will help me figure out, okay, how do I really define this and make this stuff work right? Because I'm not a techno geek at all. So
do it.
Awesome.
I'm excited, my
Thank you,
friend.
Jonathan.
Oh, it's lovely to see you. And I'll see you
Okay,
again
well, you
soon.
take care, and we'll chat soon.
You betcha. Bye for now.
Okay, bye.